Morning, everybody. I'm going to jump right in today. I want to talk about making our faith make a difference. And I have some things that's really been put on my heart lately, for me anyway. Things that I've been convicted to change and to work on. And I just feel like somebody else out there might need some help with this area as well. I know I'm not the only one. So I just wanted to share these with you. I actually have a little note card that I keep on my nightstand to remind myself every day of the things that I need to do so that my faith can make a difference. These are daily decisions that I need to make, and we all need to make, honestly, so that our faith can make a difference. And the first one is to make sure we set aside time to spend with God. Now, for me, that looks like getting up earlier in the morning and being the first thing that I do is spending time with God, reading the word, being in prayer, praise and worship, music, the whole 9 yards. Whatever it is that day that I'm doing to focus on God and hear from God and spend time with God, that's what I'm going to do. Some days it just looks like turning on some praise music while I read out of my Bible. Some days it looks like, reading a particular reading plan or devotional for that day. And of course, every day looks like prayer. Every day has to look like prayer, or my day is off to a rough start. So, for you, it might be setting time apart, after you put your kids to bed, having some quiet time with God, that you don't turn on the TV or you don't grab a book or anything. You just sit and have time with God. Or maybe, on your lunch break, that's what you do. Or, I used to say I was going to do it on my lunch break, but I would get distracted with other things and I wouldn't always get to it. That's why for me, it's getting up earlier and making sure that I spend that time with God first thing in the morning. The second thing that I have on my note card that sits on my nightstand is to have love for the people that annoy me. Now, I had to word it this way for myself because, I have no problem showing love to people that, I love and adore and have great relationships with. I have no problem, showing loving kindness to people I don't know for the most part. But it's the people that annoy me and get on my nerves. Our personalities might clash, or they might act a certain way that really just gets under my skin. Those are the people I really have a hard time showing love for. And I've been working so hard on it. And trust me, I'm still working. But that's something that I've been convicted to focus on. And really it's showing love to everyone, showing the love of God to everyone. And for me, I really had to narrow that down to focus on the people that annoy me, because everybody else, I can give them a smile. I can talk to them, I can be kind, it doesn't really matter. But if it's somebody that annoys me or I have a personality clash with, that's where I really need to hone in and focus. The next thing that we need to do is to not run to the thing that sounds most fun in the moment. Now, again, this could be, you have set aside specific time for God, but in that moment, you're like, you know what? I'd rather watch TV right now, so I'm going to spend time with God later. Or I'll read my Bible tomorrow. Or, I'd rather go and do this with my friends, this opportunity that just came up. And so I'll do this other thing later. We need to not run to what sounds most fun. And we also need to not run to what we've always run to, especially if we're trying to change any part of our life. Especially if we want our faith to make a difference. We have to run to God and godly things and not just whatever sounds the most fun or the most interesting or the easiest in that moment. The next point that I have for myself is to ask Jesus for his advice, even though he may not tell me what I want to hear. And I have experienced this many times in my life, but especially this last couple of years, and honestly, that, note of having love for people that annoy me, that was something that I had gone into prayer about and ask Jesus to show me where I was failing in my love walk, where, who was I failing to show love to? Who was I failing to reach out to be kind to? And I knew he was going to say some certain names, but in general, he's the one that pointed me out to the people that annoy me. And I mean, that's not what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear, you're doing great everywhere. You're kind to everyone. You're showing love to everyone. Don't worry about it. You're fine. But I went to him anyway, knowing he was going to point out something or someone that I needed to work on. And then my last point that I remind myself of every day is to seek to know God, not just know about him. So we can, read all the books, we can read the Bible, cover to cover, back and forth, whatever the case may be. But until you start to pray and talk with him and develop that relationship with him, you're not going to know him, you're just going to know about him. And that's something that, again, I've been working on for a couple of years now. I had worked on it, periodically in the past, and then fallen away from it or turned away from it for whatever reason, or whatever was thrown in my path to distract me. I allowed it to distract me. But my main focus lately, especially lately, has been to seek to know God, not just know about him. And so all of these things working together, I'll be honest, I've already seen in the last couple of years, I've seen my faith making a difference in my life. I've seen things that I was believing for come to pass. I have seen people that I've prayed for healed. And I've seen, my faith making a difference in so many areas, so many places, and not just my life, but other people's lives around me. Whether they know that I'm praying for them or not, if I'm praying for them and I'm working on these things here, I see where my faith is changing things, and I see where it's making a difference. And so I just wanted to give you that encouragement. Hopefully, something in that list resonates with you, and maybe God's pointing something out to you that you need to work on. So I just want to encourage you to follow his lead, seek to know him, and spend that time with him, because really it is going to make all the difference in the world. So I hope that you'll take that with you throughout your day today. Have a great day, and I will see you all in the next video.